Explained why there is no speed limit on the German Autobahn. The German Autobahn is a near mythical beast for most Americans, a twisty wonderland of multi-lane blacktop where the speed limit has been murdered and the ferocious horses under the hood can be released. Isn't it too intriguing to be true? A public road in a typically tight-knit country where one can drive as fast as their engine size and nerve will allow? But why exactly is there no speed restriction on the Autobahn? Today on CountryFacts, we'll tell you why there are no speed limits on the Autobahn. And before we begin, please do subscribe to our channel and hit the like button. Germany is the only country in the world with no universal speed restriction on highways. On Autobahns, the German government recommends a maximum speed of 130 kilometers per hour or roughly 80 miles per hour, but drivers are free to go as fast as they like in unrestricted areas. Yes, as fast as you want. So what's the reason behind it, the history, and what are those unrestricted roads? And is it safe? You'll get all your answers in this video, so make sure you watch till the end. In reality, about half the Autobahn network is now subject to speed limits. Speed limits are guaranteed in most towns, tight roads, and other problematic situations. Numerous efforts have been made over the years to address the contentious issue of imposing a speed limit on German freeways. So far, all efforts have failed because politicians are afraid of losing votes and the support of Germany's formidable car industry. For the time being, there are still unrestricted portions that are indicated with the end of all speed limit sign, which is a white circle sign with 4 thin lines crossing it. Endless conversations and internet forums throughout the world have addressed the topic of when and where to drive on the German Autobahn, and going through those endless comments makes one thing quite clear: the question is difficult to answer. Constant road repairs and construction are required to keep the Autobahn in good condition. What appears to be a wonderful driving route today may be a complete traffic nightmare tomorrow. The obvious is to avoid the coldest months of the year, which are December to February. No one wants to drive on the ice during their vacation. No matter how well you research, the ideal stretch of Autobahn does not exist. And the credo for everyone planning a trip on the Autobahn should be, make the Autobahn a part of the experience, but not the major attraction. Again, unless otherwise specified, the German government's official advisory speed limit of 130 kilometers per hour is not binding. The road is yours whenever you see the round end of all band sign with 3 black lines over a white backdrop. However, keep in mind that if you approach a car on the Autobahn at speeds greater than 100 kilometers per hour, you will appear in the rearview mirror out of nowhere. Reckless driving has consequences in Germany as well. With that said, here is the answer to the most frequently asked question regarding the Autobahn. Where is there no speed restriction on the Autobahn? A14 connects Leipzig and Dresden. A44 connects Dortmund and Kassel. A24 connects Berlin and Hamburg. A09 connects Berlin and Leipzig. A06 connects Frankfurt and Freiburg. A07 connects Aalen and Würzburg. A20 connects Lübeck and Greifswald. The A24 between Hamburg and Berlin has the longest unrestricted stretch of Autobahn at 150 kilometers. Traveling at the suggested speed of 130 kilometers per hour, the route would take just over an hour. But that doesn't imply that you should turn off your brain. Always remember that parents drive their children on the Autobahn. The German Autobahn is a source of interest for many people. It's a mashup of Autobahn legends and speed fantasies. This may come as a surprise, but the German highway system is hardly a high-speed playground for speed aficionados. It's a road system that benefits both the public and the economy. Germany's a transit country, and traffic can be quite congested at times and on busy stretches of roadway. Traffic bottlenecks are prevalent, particularly near major cities. To make driving on the German highway system enjoyable, adequate planning, or at least some research, and a sense of safety is required. Aside from the superb road quality of Germany's highway network and only a few speed limitations on the Autobahn, there is another factor that contributes to Germany's popularity as a driving destination. It shares borders with 9 other countries. It is completely normal to see cars with license plates from all over Europe using Germany as a transit route. While Germans pay tolls everywhere else once they pass a border, Germany's road system remains free for vehicles weighing less than 7.5 tons. Attempts have been made to impose a toll on the German Autobahn. However, because the government intended to charge only foreigners and reimburse Germans for the vehicle tax, an EU court ruled against it. Nonetheless, Germany is surrounded by nations that charge for highway use. As a result, only trucks are currently required to pay. But above all, what is the Autobahn's history? Giving Hitler and his dictatorship credit for Germany's Autobahn system is nothing more than Nazi propaganda that hasn't faded. In 1934, the first official stretch of the German Autobahn system was finished between Bonn and Cologne. In truth, the first motorway was built as an experiment near Berlin between 1913 and 1921. The so-called Avis was also used as a racetrack and is still in use as a section of the Autobahn. According to 2016 data, the German Autobahn system runs over 12,993 kilometers. And what about safety? For many Germans, freedom means driving fast. Similar to the freedom to keep and bear arms in the United States, both can be dangerous. However, German drivers must go through a thorough licensing test system with instructions, including driving on the actual Autobahn, to learn what high-speed driving entails. On top of that, there is a grueling multiple-choice exam and a driving test. It is common to fail on the first try. Cars must also be inspected on a regular basis to ensure their safety on German roads. While safety has traditionally been the primary reason for establishing an Autobahn speed limit, climate change is now playing a role in implementing the change. Because Germans are increasingly voting green, this could be the tipping point that leads to a speed limit. Even Germany's largest automobile association, the ADAC, has softened its opposition to a national speed limit. If you prefer something other than responsible driving, consider driving on a racetrack, where you can only harm yourself. Drive carefully and responsibly on the Autobahn. Police officers are rarely seen on the Autobahn. However, reckless driving and excessive speeding are dangerous and will not be condoned by authorities. Remember that German drivers enjoy reporting tourists who use the Autobahns as speeding lanes. If you rent a car from one of the major car rental companies, they may presume that you are a tourist based on your license plate, driving style, and a barcode on the windows. In 2022, the number of people who died in traffic accidents in Germany is expected to rise by about 9% compared to the previous year. In 2021, the number of people who died in traffic accidents reached a record low. Based on data for the period from January to September of 2022, the Federal Statistical Office predicts that the number of people killed in traffic accidents will rise by more than 220 compared to 2021. But do you know which was the first motorway in the world? Avis was the first freeway between Berlin and Potsdam. During the first week, cars could drive on it, and on the weekends it was used for car races. Wilhelm II started building the private road, but because of World War I, it wasn't finished for another 7 years. On September 24, 1921, a motor race was held to open the track, which had a gate building and several stands. It was part of the first international automobile exhibition after World War I. At that time, anyone could use the road for 10 marks. Because it was also meant to be used by private vehicles, the races went counterclockwise. Nowadays, most of the major European tracks are clockwise. With a loop at each end, the total length of the circuit was 19.5 kilometers for cars and 8.3 kilometers for motorcycles. And on race days, as many as 4,000 people came to watch drivers take risks. In 1927, the German Grand Prix moved to the new and safer Nürburgring circuit in the Eifel region of western Germany. The Avis got a new asphalt surface and was used to test rocket cars. So, this was all about Germany's Autobahn. What do you think about the highway without a speed limit? Is it safe or not? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you like today's video, then please do check out more videos like this one on our channel, and subscribe to our channel and hit the like button for more updates.